Hi, I'm Devin. Thank you for joining me today and taking a moment for movement. This yoga class is filled with traditional yoga asanas, making it a great fit for all levels of yogi. However, it was designed with prenatal moms in mind, so all the postures are pregnancy safe. If you have a block or two available, grab them now, as it may make some postures a little bit easier. Let's get started standing at the top of our mat. Bring your feet under your hips, maybe a little bit wider if you've got a little extra belly today. Roll the shoulders back, take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, bring the palms together at the center of our chest. Inhale, lift the arms straight up over the shoulders and elongate the body, creating space between the palms, reaching through the fingertips and finding length from your fingers all the way down to your heels, rooted into the mat. Let's take a deep breath. And as we exhale, hinge forward, keeping the back flat. When you can't fold forward any further, drop your hands to the mat, or here's a great time to start using your blocks. Let your upper body relax, look towards the knees and keep them soft, breathing deeply. Bend your knees, bring your fingertips down to the mat, and let's take a big step back with the right foot. Lower the right knee and drop the top of the right foot down to the mat, keeping the hips down and forward. Find that stretch through the inner thighs, through the right hip flexor, and breathe deeply into it. As you exhale, press the hips back, walk the hands back, lift the left toes, find length through the spine, and hold this hamstring stretch. Excellent. On your next inhale, walk the hands forward, lowering the left toes, and let's use our hands for support, bringing the left leg back, coming onto our hands and knees, and pressing up into downward facing dog. Root down through the heels, rotate the creases of the elbows forward, feel that stretch along the back side of the body, and breathe. On your next inhale, take a big step forward with the right foot, placing it between the hands, or you can lower the left knee down and step the right foot forward with a little bit more support. Drop the hips down and forward, stacking the right knee over the ankle. Flatten the top of the left foot to the mat and feel that stretch now through the right inner thigh and the left hip flexor. On your next exhale, step the left foot forward, come into our forward fold. Again, you can find those blocks, maybe a little bit of a wider stance. Head and neck are relaxed. And we're going to inhale all the way up, reach just straight up towards the sky, and then release our arms down to our sides. Let's try that again. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, lift the arms straight up, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold, flat back, hands to the blocks or to the mat. And then draw your chin towards your chest, look towards your knees, and breathe. On your next inhale, we're going to step our left leg back. If you want, you can use the blocks, but I would suggest on medium or lowest height setting, so they're a little bit more secure. Left leg back, knee down, foot flat. Drop the hips down and forward. So the blocks can be of use here to keep the chest a little bit more lifted if you feel too restricted through the midsection. On your next exhale, let's press the hips back, straighten out the right leg, lift the toes. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Feel that stretch through the right hamstring, and breathe. Wonderful. Walk the hands forward, exhaling, hands to the blocks or to the mat. We're going to step our right leg back, bringing both knees down to the ground to curl our toes, lift the hips up and back with control, coming into downward dog. Breathe into the back of the body. If you want, you could pedal your heels or just hold the body steady. On your next inhale, left foot is going to step forward back to our low lunge. Feel free to lower the right knee and move into it with a little bit more support. Right knee is down, top of the foot is flat, our hips are down and forward. And exhale, shift the hips back, walk the hands back towards the body, lift the left toes, inhale, lengthen the spine, and maybe you can sink your chest down towards the thigh just a little bit to intensify that stretch. Now, it's always important that we feel a stretch, but we don't move into an area of pain, and it's especially important when we're pregnant. So just be gentle, and if anything is feeling too challenging, then ease back out of it. So let's shift the hips forward, lower the left foot back to the mat. Hands are framing the foot, or maybe they're on blocks. Press into the palm so we can step the right foot forward, back into our forward fold. Upper body relaxes over the thighs, breathing deeply. And then as we inhale, let's lift our arms all the way up, lengthening, reaching towards the sky. And exhale, hands back down to our side. Wonderful. Let's keep the left foot where it is. Step the right foot back for triangle, hips, shoulders, and chest towards the right edge of the mat. Make sure the left heel points towards the right arch. Inhale the arms up nice and long at shoulder height. And as we exhale, reach the left fingers towards the top of your mat, and then hinge sideways directly over the left leg. So we're finding a stretch through the right side of the body. Again, if we're a little further on in our pregnancy, you might not want to come down quite as far as you maybe normally would or could. Let's keep that a little bit higher. So we're feeling a stretch, but again, because we've got this shift in the center of gravity, let's keep it a little bit higher. And release. Let's come back up, arms to the side. Good. Let's walk our right foot back now, opening up the stance. Roll the shoulders back, arms extended to shoulder height, and exhale, bend the left knee, coming into warrior two. Open through the inner thigh. So again, it's super important to stretch the inner thighs during pregnancy. Point the knee towards the middle of the left foot. Breathe. Rolling the shoulders back and away from your ears, keeping your torso nice and tall. Good, let's release. Straighten out the left leg, arms to the sides. Rotate the left foot so our feet are parallel to one another. Hands begin on the hips. Roll the shoulders back away from your ears. Stand nice and tall and exhale. Hinge forward. So we want to feel that stretch down the backs of the legs, through the lower back. Again, a block can be handy here to place your hands on a block or bring them down to the mat under your shoulders and continue to fold forward, letting the body relax. Draw the chin towards your chest, reach the crown of the head down towards the ground. And then walk your hands over towards the right leg, rotating your chest and torso towards the right thigh, feeling that stretch intensify down the inside of the left leg. Walk your hands through center and then over towards the left leg, again rotating the chest towards the left thigh. Reach the outside of the right shoulder down towards the mat. And let's walk our hands back towards center and gently round up. Stack the back. Bring the hands to the hips. Keep the chin at the chest until the shoulders are over the hips. And then lift the face up. Take a full breath. Very good. Let's walk our toes and heels together until the feet are back under the body. Coming back to mountain pose. Shoulders back. Okay, from here we're going to come back to the top of our mat for triangle on the opposite side. So now we're going to keep our right foot in place, step back with the left leg, open the hips, shoulders, and chest towards the left edge of the mat. Extend the arms and exhale, reach the right arm forward and hinge sideways. Bring the back of the right hand just inside the right leg. Reach through the left fingertips. You'll feel that stretch. It should feel so good along the left side of the torso. Breathing deeply. It's really important here to keep the shoulders back. Keep them stacked over the right leg. We're not hinging forward, but rather sideways. This is a great side body stretch. And release. Let's come back up. Bring the right arm up to shoulder height. Walk the left foot back on the mat for warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee, stack it over the ankle, open up through the inner thigh. So check that kneecap is pointing towards the middle toe. And turn your head, look past the right fingers. Good, let's release. Straighten out the right leg. Arms to the side. So rotate the right foot so both feet are parallel, and then walk your feet just a couple inches closer to one another. I'm going to turn so I can face you. So we're still in a wide leg stance, but not our widest wide leg stance. Shoulders back, inhale, and exhale. Hinge forward. So when we hinge, we're keeping a straight line down the back of our body from our head to our tailbone, and we're going to hold it when our torso is parallel, more or less, to the mat. So reach your arms straight down. It's okay that they're not touching the mat. That's totally fine. They're going to be there very soon. So let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, bend the right knee, reach back with the tailbone. Now your fingertips will likely get closer to the mat. Again, they still might not touch. That's okay. You can place them on your right thigh if you want a little bit more support. But what we're focusing on here is stretching the inside of the left leg from all the way up at the pelvis down to the inside of the left heel. So hold it here, breathing deeply, keeping the back flat, keeping it parallel to the ground. One more breath. And exhale through center. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bend the left knee now, reaching back with the tailbone as we shift our weight into the left leg, feeling the stretch down the inside of the right leg. It's super important during pregnancy to stretch the inner thighs, the hamstrings, the hips, the lower back, as during the second stage of labor, we need to really open up, keep the legs spread wide for extended periods of time. So the more we practice lengthening these muscle groups, the easier and the more relaxed our body will be when that time comes. So let's take one more breath. And exhale, straighten out the left leg, walk the hands back to the center, and again, gradually lift the body up. All right, so we don't want to lift up too quickly. Keep breathing deeply. And bring your hands back to your sides. Walk the feet in. Shake out the legs. Excellent. So next we're going to move into our Yogi Squat as we transition down to the mat. So if you have a block accessible, this may be useful to you. Again, keep in mind there's 3 heights. Okay. So we're going to start with our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, toes turned out towards 10 and 2 on the clock. We're going to take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to bend our knees, reach back with the tailbone. You may want to bring the hands down to the mat for support, and then we lower the hips and tailbone down towards the mat. So if you're using a block, here's where you slide it, and again, keep in mind you've got multiple heights. But you don't have to use a block. Now, you're going to get a little bit more challenge in if you don't use the block because the muscles along the feet, the fronts of the shins, the ankles, all are working hard to keep the body supported. It's important that we have the full foot in contact with the mat. I like to bring my hands to prayer position and use the triceps to kind of counterbalance that generally inward rotation of the thighs. So we want to keep the knees open wide, kneecaps pointing towards the middle toe, and this will help intensify that stretch through the inner thighs. So this is great, not only if you're pregnant, but it's great to stretch the thighs and the hips this way, especially for runners and walkers, athletes. These kind of stabilizing muscles on the sides of the body, including the sides of the legs, don't get as much attention as those in the front and the back of the body. So breathe into this stretch. A little bit longer. If it's too intense on the knees or the ankles, stand up. We'll catch up with you in a moment. All right, so we're going to actually come down to the ground. So let's lean forward, lift our hips, use the hands for support, and then walk the legs back under the body. So we're going to come into a quadruped position, meaning our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under the hips, and we're going to do a couple cat-cows. If you are expecting, rather than a cow shape with a curvature to the back, we're just going to stop at a flat or neutral back position. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we want to arch the back from our shoulders all the way down to our tailbone. So really tuck the back, the hips under the body, the chin towards the chest. And as we inhale, we're coming to neutral spine, stopping here if we're pregnant, or you can continue to a cow posture if you're not. So again, in pregnancy, we already have kind of an excessive curve to the lower back of the body. We don't need to work on making that any more round with cow posture. So again, those of us that are expecting, we're just going to stop here. So exhale, arch the back, and then inhale, come back to neutral spine or cow. Move at your own pace. Move with the breath. And as we exhale, arch, draw your abs in and up. Turn on the transverse abdominis, the muscle that wraps around the body like a girdle, our deepest layer of abs. Turn them on, because strengthening this not only cinches everything in, but also really helps alleviate back pain. Good, one more. Excellent. Let's come to a neutral spine. And from here, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So root down through the heels, rotate the creases of the elbows forward. Keep your head and neck relaxed. You may want to look left and right a couple times, up and down. Breathing deeply. And then on your next inhale, let's lift our right heel high towards the sky. Turn on that glute. So we're keeping our hips square facing the mat. Our leg is long. We're reaching through the heel. And now bend the knee, draw the knee in towards the chest. We're going to move into Pigeon Pose. So let's bring the knee down between the hands. Point the right knee towards the top right corner of your mat. Relax the left leg back, top of the foot flat to the mat. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, begin to walk the hands out in front of you. So if you're expecting, depending on how far along you are, you might not go very far. That's okay. You can always bring blocks to the mat. There's a couple different ways you can use them. You can just kind of prop yourself up. Or of course, we can always use them under the hip because we want to prevent rolling from one side to the other. But this is a great, great, great stretch for the hips, the inner thighs, the hip flexors. It just always feels good. So let's hold it here and breathe into it. Good. And let's straighten out our arms, lifting the chest. Hands on either side of the knee, and we're going to step back to downward dog. So take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, press off the left foot, lifting the hips back up. Look back towards your toes, and breathe. Switching sides, inhale, left heel up, use the glute to lift the leg, keep the hips square, and then bend the knee, pull the left knee in towards the chest, shift the weight forward, lower the knee between the hands, left knee pointing towards the top left edge of the mat. Relax the right leg back, inhale, lift your chest, exhale, lean forward. Again, maybe that's just an inch or two today. Maybe you're just holding it where we began. That's fine. Feel free to utilize blocks, rolled up towels. Even the edge of your own yoga mat can sometimes be enough support under that lifted hip on the left side in this instance. So breathe into that stretch. Again, we don't want to compress the belly, so we want to be propped up enough, either with blocks or with just using our arms. Excellent. All right, so we're actually going to sit down into that left hip. You can move the blocks just out of your way for a moment. And then swing the right leg around, coming into Baddha Konasana. It's known as butterfly stretch. So the knees are bent, the soles of the feet are together, our hands are resting on the feet or the ankles. We're going to inhale and sit up as tall as we can. So grow through the crown of the head, take a deep breath, and exhale, lean forward. So as you lean forward, don't pull your legs up towards the sky, but instead use your forearms and elbows to press the legs down towards the mat. And breathe into that inner thigh stretch. Good. Let's release, lift the chest back up. And now let's move into our final position. So I'm going to remain seated. Because I'm far along in my pregnancy, I'm not going to move into Shavasana. You certainly can, but not for too long of a period of time, okay? So let's roll the shoulders back, stack them over the hips if you're seated like me. If you're laying back and relaxed, let your body melt into the mat. Let's breathe deeply, letting go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. Focusing on your breath, the way your body gently moves with each inhale and relaxes, grounding deeper into the mat with each exhale. And bring your awareness all the way down the body to the feet. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Om. Bring awareness back to your body and gently begin to move your fingers and toes. If you're currently lying in Shavasana, roll to your right side, take a deep breath, and then gradually push up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today and taking a moment for movement. I hope you enjoyed today's yoga workout. If you did, please like and don't forget to subscribe to the Moment for Movement channel for updates on future videos. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you soon.